Mike Young, who was originally from Metro Detroit, toured everywhere together with Bob Saget. And when they didn't, they talked every day. He says Bob Saget was healthy, seemed great, but admits traveling from show to show can take its toll.
I got a call from Stamos, John Stamos, saying, "Hey, are you with Bob? Like, what's going on? I heard something with Bob." I heard nothing. I wasn't with him that weekend in Florida. And I texted his wife, "Are you okay?" And then she called me back and, told me the bad news.
Comedian Mike Young speaking to us from his mom's house in West Bloomfield. News of the sudden passing of his dear friend Bob Saget still sinking in. But he keeps hoping it's a joke yet to play out. Young has opened for the beloved comedian for nearly 15 years. They were kicking off their next tour at the end of the month.
He was really looking forward to that. He was looking forward to his new material. He was looking forward to getting a new special out. It was just the worst news. And my comedy partner in crime, who taught me the game, taught me the ropes. That's it.
Saget, who normally calls Young after every show, didn't Saturday night, which he thought was strange. On Sunday, the 65-year-old stand-up was found dead in a Florida hotel room. No foul play or drugs, but the cause of death is still pending. Young remembers the day he met his comedy partner on the set of Entourage.
We had a mutual friend, Doug Allen, who created the show. He introduced us, and he was like, "You'd be great on the road with Bob." I was already touring as a comedian myself, and Bob said, "You want to come do a couple dates?" Cut to 15 years later, boom, we were still going strong.
Their social media filled with impromptu videos, pictures together, and comedy shows. Young says Saget loved coming to Detroit.
He loved coming to town. He loved Birmingham. We played the Royal Oak Music Theater together. Royal Oak Music Theater was back on the books for us for 2022. I mean, he loved Detroit for sure.
Young is in town preparing to direct his next movie called Stealing Jokes, though his tour days are far from over. He says he may not be opening for Saget any longer, but the man he considered like family and mentored him through example will always be a big part of his show.
And everything will be just like my own little version of a tribute to Bob. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be able to do comedy without talking about it. I'm not going to be able to not bring it up on stage. I'm going to find a way to make it funny. I'm going to tell some stories about Bob. I have to. I just have to. I got to keep his memory going.
And I asked Young, was Saget more like the Danny, the dad on Full House, or stand-up comic with that raw and edgy humor? He said both. He's a complex guy. He was a doting dad of his 3 daughters that are now grown. And then after 40 years in comedy on the road, he knew how to perform in a real, and if you've watched him, often raunchy way. But he really did admire him, and he's going to be missed.
He certainly will. Of course, Dave Coulier, his partner on the stage for so many years, he's a St. Clair Shores native, and so I know he was tweeting about this tremendous loss as well.
Oh, yeah. All of the people, his former co-stars, have really reached out and put a lot on social media just talking about what a tremendous loss and what he meant to them. But, many of us grew up with him, and sure. He means so much. It's really sad that this seemed to have come out of nowhere, and people are still trying to determine exactly what happened.
Yeah, so many people wondering how this all went down in that hotel out there in Florida. Taryn Asher for us live. Thank you.